A welcome traveler. Wherever you are, whatever moment you have stepped away from, I invite you to let it all go. Find a comfortable position, allowing your body to be supported and at ease. Perhaps you are lying down, ready for sleep, or sitting in a quiet space. Wherever you are, it is the perfect place to begin. Now, gently, allow your eyes to close. Take a deep, full breath in, filling your lungs with the air of this world. And as you exhale, feel a release, a softening of the edges of your day. Let go of the to-do lists, the conversations, the weight of gravity. With your next breath, imagine breathing in a soft, shimmering light and exhaling any remaining tension. Feel your body becoming heavier, more relaxed, sinking into the surface beneath you. Feel the release in your shoulders, your jaw, your hands, every part of you, letting go, supported and safe. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do, but be here, now, in this moment of pure peace. And as you settle into this stillness, we begin our journey not to a distant point on a map, but to a state of being. A place where the sands of time and space shift, and the line between what is known and what is dreamed begins to blur. Listen closely. Can you hear it? A soft, whispering resonance, like the hum of the universe itself, just at the edge of your hearing. It's a gentle, cosmic drone, the backdrop against which our story will unfold. It is the sound of silence between worlds. Let this sound be your anchor, a gentle vibration that holds you as you begin to drift, safe and secure, far from the shore of your waking day. Now, in your mind's eye, allow an image to form, not with force, but with gentle curiosity. See the deep, velvety blackness of space, a million pinpricks of starlight against an infinite canvas, and there, hanging in the void, a single rust-red jewel. A solitary wanderer in the great cosmic ocean, Mars. Watch as it grows closer, not with speed, but with a slow, inevitable drift, as if you are being drawn by its silent gravitational pull. See the subtle swirls of white at its poles, the delicate ochre hues of its atmosphere. This is not just a planet, it is a world, a place of immense, silent history. We are now drifting over its surface. Below us, the landscape of 1 billion years unfolds, vast plains of cinnamon-hued dust, dunes sculpted by winds that whisper secrets in a language we have yet to understand, canyons so deep and wide they could swallow entire continents, their shadows holding the cold of eternity, and mountains that claw at a thin pink sky, their peaks touching the void. A silence so profound it stretches back 1 billion years. A stillness that you can almost feel, pressing gently against your mind. This is the Mars that our rovers see. The Mars of data and discovery. A world with a diameter of just over 4,200 miles, roughly half the size of our home. A gravity so gentle you would feel as light as a feather, your steps becoming graceful, bounding leaps. Imagine that feeling now, a lightness in your limbs, a release from the constant pull you have always known. It is a feeling of freedom, of effortless grace. A day, a soul, that is only 40 minutes longer than our own, a rhythm almost familiar, yet hauntingly alien. This is the scientific truth. The Mars of carbon dioxide, ice, and global dust storms. The Mars where the Curiosity rover tastes the ancient air, and Perseverance drills into lake beds that dried up 1 billion years ago. We have seen the dry riverbeds, the ghostly contours of deltas that once fed into vast, silent seas. We have detected the methane gas that mysteriously blooms and fades, and we suspect great briny lakes slumber deep beneath the ice. This is the red planet of fact. But now, let us soften our gaze. Let us look not just with the eyes of science, but with the eyes of the soul. Allow the hard edges of fact to blur just a little, like a watercolor in the rain. We are not dismissing what is known. We are simply making space for what is felt. As we float over this ancient terrain, something else begins to emerge from the landscape. Shadows within shadows, shapes that the slanting Martian light reveals. The long, geometric shadows of structures, silhouettes that rise with an unnatural symmetry from the rust-colored sand. Pyramids. Their forms are not sharp and new, but worn, eroded by eons of relentless wind, half buried in the drifting dust. They are not the product of our cameras, but of our perception. They stand as silent sentinels on the plains of Cydonia, in the regions of our own imagination. The famous face, a monument to our pattern-seeking minds, and the pentagonal pyramids that have fueled dreams and debates for decades. Science offers its explanations: natural formations, the patient artistry of wind erosion, the strange tricks of light and shadow. And yet, the mind wonders. The heart asks a question. What if? What if? That question is the most important one of all. The key that unlocks a different kind of seeing. Let that question hang in the air, shimmering. What if? This is the threshold we stand upon now. The line in the sand. On one side, the cold, hard, beautiful data. On the other, the warm, pulsing, irresistible realm of myth. This is the space we will inhabit together. A world where science and legend are not enemies, but two different languages telling the same ancient story. A place where the shadows of pyramids on the red sand are perhaps not just figments of our imagination, but echoes. Echoes of a possibility. A whisper from a time when this world was not so silent. Feel the mystery of this place seeping into you. It is not a mystery to be solved, but one to be experienced. A feeling, a resonance. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in the thin, cold air of this world. It is not harsh, but invigorating, filling you with a sense of ancient stillness. As you breathe out, you release the need for answers, the need for certainty. You are simply here. A conscious visitor on a world of wonders. The soft, spacey music and the ancient, resonant tones of singing bowls and primordial instruments are the soundtrack to this mystery. They are the vibration of Mars itself, the frequency of its secrets. Let them wash over you, through you. They carry the memories of solar winds, the pulse of a core that has long since stilled, the dreams of a world that sleeps. We are blending the real with the imagined, the actual NASA footage of the Martian surface. The sharp rocks, the layered cliffs, the endless horizons is now intercut with these subtle, ethereal silhouettes of impossible architecture. They flicker at the edge of vision. There, one moment, gone the next, like a memory you can't quite grasp. An ancient city, not of stone, but of light, shimmering like a hologram over the dunes. Is it really there? Or is it a projection of our own deepest longing for connection, for a cosmic kinship? This is the true secret of Mars. It is a mirror, a canvas for our greatest hopes and our most profound fears. Whatever we are looking for, connection, warning, escape, or origin, we find its echo in the red sands. Mars is the keeper of our projections. It is the next frontier for our species, a challenge for our technology and our spirit. And it is also the home of ancient gods in our myths, the source of invaders in our stories, the setting for our visions of a new beginning. So, as we stand here on the sands of mystery, let us not choose between fact and fantasy. Let us embrace them both. For the greatest journeys are those that change not just our location, but our perception. In the chapters to come, we will explore the scientific wonders of this red planet. We will walk with the rovers and dream with the terraformers. We will delve into the enigma of the pyramids and the cultural tales we have woven around this distant star. We will ask, what if? Over and over again, not to find a definitive answer, but to open doorways in our own minds. But for now, just be here, in the silence, in the stillness. Feel the fine, red dust of Martian sand beneath your ethereal feet. Feel the gentle, weak sun on your skin. Hear the whisper of the wind, the only voice this world has had for millennia. It is a lonely sound, but it is also a peaceful one. It is the sound of patience. It is the sound of a planet that has seen eons pass, that has waited for consciousness to return and ask, what happened here? The sound of a world waiting. And you are here to listen. Let this sense of awe and wonder settle deep within your cells. Let it replace any fatigue, any stress, any noise. You are no longer just a person in a room. You are an explorer on the threshold of the greatest mystery of all, the intersection of reality and dream. Rest here, traveler. Rest in the beautiful, tantalizing, mysterious space between what we know and what we feel to be true. The sands are shifting, the journey is just beginning, and all you need to do is breathe and be open to the wonder. And so, we descend. The overview, the grand vista of mystery, now gives way to a closer look. We are leaving the realm of pure symbol and drifting down into the tangible, the measurable, the known. We are entering the first chapter of our journey, the red planet of science. As we transition, let the music shift with us. The mysterious ancient resonances soften, blending into a soundscape that is more structured, more crystalline. Imagine the gentle pulsing notes of a synthesizer, like data streams flowing in the quiet, and the soft, logical hum of a machine at peace. This is the sound of discovery. The sound of a patient, mechanical mind at work. Feel your awareness settling onto the surface now. Your feet, or the essence of your being, make contact with the ground. It is not a hard impact, but a gentle landing, as if you weigh far less than you are used to, because here you do. Welcome to the physical Mars. Take a moment to feel this new reality. The gravity here is not the strong, familiar pull of Earth. It is a gentle embrace. At just 3.71 meters per second squared, it is only 38% of what you have known your entire life. Feel how that lightness translates to your body. A slight buoyancy. Your steps, if you were to take one, would be a slow, graceful bound. There is a soft, effortless joy to movement here. Allow that feeling of lightness to spread through you, a physical release of weight, of burden. Let this feeling of lightness permeate your entire being, as if all the burdens you carry on Earth have simply floated away, released into the thin ochre sky. Now, observe your surroundings. Look up at the sky. It is not the deep blue or the bright white you are accustomed to. It is a hazy butterscotch, a pale ochre, or on a clear day, a delicate pink. This is because the atmosphere here is thin, desperately thin. only 1% of the pressure at Earth's surface. It is a veil of carbon dioxide, so fragile it cannot retain the sun's heat, nor can it shield the surface from the full intensity of cosmic radiation. It is a whisper of an atmosphere, a ghost of what it might once have been. And because it is so thin, the stars do not twinkle. They are sharp, steady points of light, visible even in the day. The silence of space feels closer here. And yet, the sun still rises and sets here. A Martian day known as a sol ticks by with a rhythm almost like home. It is 24 hours and 37 minutes long. Just long enough to feel familiar, yet that extra half hour is a constant, subtle reminder that you are in another world's tempo. Breathe in sync with this slower, longer day. There is no rush here. Time itself has expanded. This world you are standing on is smaller than the one you left. With a diameter of 4,212 miles, it is a more compact world, a quieter world. Let your awareness expand to feel its scale. It is a planet of vast, rolling deserts, of plains that stretch into a curvature you can almost see. Now, let's walk through the evidence. The proof that this silent world was not always so. Look down at the ground beneath your feet. You are standing on the edge of a channel, a deep, sinuous groove carved into the landscape. But it is dry, bone dry. This is a riverbed, not a metaphor but a real geological fact. These dry riverbeds, these networks of valleys, these enormous outflow channels, some of them tens of miles wide. They all tell the same story. Water. Once, in a past so distant it defies imagination, water flowed here. It rushed, it pooled, it carved its memory into the very rock. Just imagine that, a world of rushing water, of blue lakes reflecting a pink sky. A world alive, now sleeping. Let that image rest in your mind. Direct your gaze towards the poles. See the brilliant white caps that crown the planet? Those are the polar ice caps, a mixture of water ice, frozen solid, and a layer of carbon dioxide ice. Dry ice that comes and goes with the seasons. This is water, locked away in a frozen sleep. Vast reservoirs of it, holding the potential of ancient oceans. These are the old clues. But science is not static. It is a living, breathing process of uncovering new secrets. And Mars is still whispering to us in ways we are just beginning to understand. Listen for the faintest of chemical signatures. Methane. On Earth, methane is often a sign of life, of bacteria, of digestion, of biological activity. And here on Mars, our robotic senses have detected it. Small, variable plumes of methane gas that mysteriously appear and vanish in the Martian air. A tantalizing, enigmatic breath. Is it the product of some deep, subsurface geology? Or could it be something else? A signature we dare not fully name. And deeper still, beneath the frozen ground, our instruments have sensed another marvel. Subsurface lakes. Vast bodies of liquid water, super salty to keep from freezing, buried more than a mile under the southern polar ice. Isolated, dark, and silent for eons. What secrets do those dark waters hold? Imagine those hidden oceans, dark, still, and ancient. A secret held deep within the planet's heart. A place of profound mystery. What memories are locked in that profound isolation? To gather these clues, we have sent our eyes, our ears, our hands, We have sent extensions of our own curiosity across the gulf of space. If you listen closely, in the immense quiet, you can hear them. The soft, electric hum of a laboratory on wheels. This is curiosity. Our robotic geologist, the size of a small car, roaming the Gale crater, climbing a mountain layer by layer, reading the history of Mars in its rocks like the pages of a book. It is our perpetual witness, a testament to a decade of relentless discovery, and nearby its successor, Perseverance, a more advanced seeker, collecting precious tube-shaped samples of rock and soil, caching them carefully on the surface, a promise to a future generation that we will come back for them. And with it, ingenuity, the little helicopter that proved we could fly in the thin Martian air, a spirit of innovation dancing in the pink sky, and from across the ocean, the ExoMars mission, with its trace gas orbiter, sniffing the atmosphere from orbit, trying to pinpoint the source of that mysterious methane, and its Rosalind Franklin rover, designed to drill deep into the soil, to search for the fingerprints of life, past or present. These are not just machines. They are our avatars. They are the vessels of our collective question. Are we alone? They are the scientific embodiment of our yearning. Feel their presence now. These silent, diligent explorers, working day after sol, year after year in this profound stillness. They are the physical extension of our deepest wonder, working tirelessly as you drift, as you dream, as you listen. They are gathering the data, piecing together the puzzle. We now know, without a doubt, that Mars was once a warmer, wetter world. A world with lakes and rivers, with a thicker atmosphere. A world that, for a window of time, was strikingly similar to the early Earth. It was a world that could have been hospitable to life. But then, something happened. The planet's magnetic field faded, its heart grew still. The solar wind stripped away its protective shield, the atmosphere thinned, the water evaporated or retreated underground, and the surface became the cold, radiation-scoured desert we see today. The great silence fell. This is the scientific narrative. A story of cataclysmic change, of a world that died. But now, as you stand here, feeling the weak sunlight, the gentle gravity, seeing the ghosts of rivers and the silent work of our rovers, let us ask the question that our science has earned us the right to ask. Let us lean into the space between the data points, into the mystery that even the most advanced instruments cannot fully illuminate. What if our definition of dead is too narrow, too final? What if a world does not die in the way a living creature does, but instead undergoes a great transformation? A change so profound it enters a different state of being. What if Mars is not dead, but dreaming? What if the water beneath the surface, the occasional whisper of methane, the slow, patient turning of its seasons? What if these are not just the residual twitches of a corpse, but the slow, deep breaths of a world in a state of suspended animation? A planet, and in that sleep, what does it dream of? Does it dream of its watery past? Does it dream of a green future? Or does it, perhaps, dream of us, its long-lost children, finally returning? And what if our arrival, the gentle tread of our rovers, the electronic signals from our orbiters, what if these are the first soft stirrings of an alarm clock, the first hints of a reawakening, not by us, but through us? What if we are not just explorers, but participants in a larger, cosmic story? The agents by which Mars begins to remember what it once was, and to dream of what it could be again. Feel that question. Don't try to answer it. Just let it resonate in the space around you, in the lightweight feeling of your body, in the thin, cold air you breathe. This is the beautiful paradox of the red planet of science. The more we learn, the more concrete it becomes, and yet the more mysterious it grows. The facts do not diminish the wonder, they deepen it. They provide the solid ground from which our imagination can make its greatest leaps. So, rest here for a moment, in this landscape of data and dream. Beside the silent rivers, under the watchful eyes of our mechanical ambassadors, breathe in the reality of this world and breathe out the possibility of its hidden, slumbering consciousness. The science is the foundation, and it is from this solid foundation that we will now journey into an even more enigmatic realm. But for now, just be here in the quiet hum of discovery, a conscious part of the greatest investigation of all. From the grounded certainty of science, we now allow our spirits to drift once more into the realm of the enigmatic. The gentle, logical hum of the rovers begins to fade, replaced by a new sound, a deep, resonant, almost vibrational tone. It is the sound of ancient stone, of time itself, of secrets buried under countless layers of rust-colored dust. We are moving now, in mind and in spirit, to a place that has captivated and confounded humanity for decades. We are journeying to the Cydonia region. Feel the landscape shifting around you. The vast, open plains give way to a more complex, textured terrain. The horizon is no longer a smooth line, but a series of mesas, buttes, and mysterious geometric shapes. The light here is low and slanted, casting long, dramatic shadows that seem to tell stories of their own. This is a place of illusion, a place where the planet itself seems to be playing tricks on your mind, inviting you to see things that are not there, or perhaps inviting you to see things that are. This is a place where the mind, seeking order in chaos, begins to see patterns, where the eyes, scanning a world not our own, find familiar forms. Look there, on the landscape ahead. What do you see? It is an image burned into the collective human consciousness since the summer of 1976. A photograph taken by the Viking 1 orbiter. From above, in a certain light, it looks like a face. A human face staring upward into the cosmos. The face on Mars. And around it, other structures. Pyramids. Not the simple triangular mounds one might expect, but complex pentagonal pyramids arranged with a startling, almost intentional geometry. They rise from the plain, their forms stark and undeniable against the red sand. They seem to defy the random, gentle chaos of nature. They speak of intention, of a mind and a hand that is not our own. Let us first, as thoughtful explorers, lean into the scientific perspective. Listen to the voice of reason, which is a vital part of our journey. This voice tells us that these are, in all likelihood, magnificent examples of pareidolia, the innate human tendency to see familiar patterns, like faces, in random stimuli. It is the same instinct that lets us see a dragon in a cloud or a man in the moon. The voice of reason points to the powerful, relentless forces of Martian erosion. The wind, over billions of years, can sculpt incredible things. It can carve mesas into the likeness of faces and wear down mountains into the shape of pyramids. It speaks of the angle of the sun, the resolution of the early cameras, the tricks that light and shadow play on a grand planetary scale. And this explanation is beautiful in its own right. It speaks of the awesome, creative power of nature, patient and unconscious, capable of creating art without an artist. It is a comfortable, rational explanation. Hold it in one hand Feel its weight. It is solid. It is sane. But now, in your other hand, feel the weight of another possibility, the alternative theory. The whisper that has refused to be silenced by the winds of skepticism. What if these are not just random shapes? What if they are the ruins, the skeletal remains of an ancient, long-lost civilization? The crumbling monuments of a people who once walked or lived or built on this world when its skies were blue and its waters flowed. Imagine them, these ancient Martians, looking up at their fading sun, their world dying around them, and looking across the blackness to the brilliant blue jewel of Earth, a final, desperate hope. The silent, stone testament to a Martian history that ended before humanity even took its first steps on Earth. This is the threshold we now cross. Let us explore this idea not as a claim of truth, but as a landscape of the imagination. A thought experiment of cosmic proportions. As you contemplate these Martian structures, let your mind drift across space and time to another desert on another world, the sands of Giza in Egypt. See the Great Pyramid rising with majestic precision against the sky. Now, hold that image in your mind and superimpose it upon the pyramids of Cydonia. The geometric similarities are evocative. The alignment, the symmetry, the sheer, audacious scale. It is a coincidence, say the geologists. A fascinating but ultimately meaningless coincidence. But the human spirit, the myth-maker within us, hears a different story. It hears the echoes of ancient legends from cultures all across our world. Legends of gods who descended from the sky, of knowledge given to humanity by star beings. The Sumerians spoke of the Anunnaki, the Egyptians of Osiris and Isis, beings of immense power and knowledge. What if these stories are not mere fantasy? What if they are the faded, distorted memories of a real contact? What if the gods were not divine, but extraterrestrial? And what if they came not from some vague heaven, but from a very specific, very real place in our solar system, from Mars? Imagine it, a time when Mars was alive, a thriving civilization, looking across the void at the vibrant, blue-green world of Earth. Perhaps they saw a planet ripe with potential, but lacking a guiding hand. Or perhaps they were a dying race, seeking to preserve their knowledge, their essence in a new garden. They cross the interplanetary gulf. They share their knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, architecture. The knowledge to build pyramids that align with the stars, that encode the fundamental constants of the universe. They help humanity leap forward, and then, for reasons unknown, they depart or they fade away, leaving behind only their structures and their legacy, which we would later call divine. The pyramids on Earth, then, would not be copies, but echoes. A cosmic memory etched in stone on two different worlds. A shared architectural language, a silent testament to a connection that existed when the solar system was young. Think of it, a single, silent conversation spoken in the language of stone across millions of miles and millions of years. A story of two worlds linked by a single, incredible origin. Feel the enormity of that idea. Let it settle in your heart. Does it feel like fantasy, or does it resonate with a strange, deep, almost ancestral familiarity? The music here changes again. The deep, resonant tones are now joined by the faint, haunting sound of an ancient flute, a distant choir chanting in a language we have never heard, but somehow intuitively understand. It is the sound of lost connection, of a forgotten kinship between worlds. Now, look again at the pyramids in the red sand. They are no longer just rocks. They are symbols. They are questions. They are potential monuments. And this brings us to our central meditation, the core, what if, of this chapter. What if the Earth and Mars were once connected, not just by the cold laws of physics, but by a bridge of consciousness, a bridge of culture, of civilization? What if the pyramids are not merely buildings, but messages? Messages written in the sand of time. What would they be saying? What could a civilization facing its own end want to communicate across the eons to whoever might come after? Perhaps the message is not in a language to be read, but in a form to be contemplated. The form itself is the message. The pyramid is a structure that points to the heavens. It is stable, enduring, a convergence of lines from a wide base to a singular, ascending point. Is the message one of aspiration? A reminder to always look to the stars, to strive for a higher state of being, to unite our collective efforts toward a singular, elevated goal? Is it a mathematical message, encoding the relationship between the circle and the square, the earth and the sky, the material and the spiritual? A constant of geometry that remains true on any world, in any solar system, a universal language that transcends words? Or is the message much simpler, much more profound? What if it is simply, we were here? A cry against the terrifying silence of the cosmos. A declaration that in this vast, indifferent universe, one moment, one civilization, achieved consciousness. They built. They loved. They loved. They wondered. They existed, and before they were extinguished, they left a mark, a signature on their world, hoping against hope that one day someone would find it and know that they were not alone in the dark. Imagine the comfort in that. To find, after all this time, that we are not the first and we are not the only. That the silence of the universe is not empty, but just quiet. You are not alone. Feel that message flowing from the cold, red stone directly into your soul. It is a message for you now, a reminder that your own life, your own consciousness, is part of this same incredible cosmic story. The pyramids, both there and here, are mirrors. They reflect our own deep-seated need for meaning, for connection, for legacy. What are the pyramids you are building in your own life? What are the enduring structures of your spirit? The love you have shared, the knowledge you have gained, the kindness you have shown. These are your monuments. Your kindness is a monument. Your wisdom is a pyramid. Your love is a legacy that will echo long after you are gone, just as these stones have echoed through the eons. They are your messages to the future, etched not in stone, but in the lives of others and in the fabric of the universe itself. So, as we sit in the shadow of these Martian enigmas, let us not be troubled by the lack of a definitive answer. Let us be exalted by the question itself. The mystery is the gift. It opens our minds, expands our sense of possibility, and connects us to the awe of our ancestors who looked at the stars and dreamed. Breathe in the dust of this ancient, silent building site. Breathe out your own contribution to the great collective monument of human wonder. Rest here, in the profound peace of not knowing, yet still believing in the beauty of the question. From the silent, ancient questions of the pyramids, we now turn our gaze forward. We shift from contemplating what was to imagining what could be. The deep, resonant tones of mystery now blend with a new sound, a soaring, optimistic, yet complex symphony of strings and synthesizers. It is the sound of a future being composed, note by tentative note. It is the sound of a dream. Humanity's most audacious dream for the Red Planet. The dream of terraforming. Feel the energy around you changing. The static, timeless dust of Cydonia begins to stir with a new potential. The thin, cold air seems to vibrate with the hum of a possibility that is both scientific and profoundly spiritual. We are no longer just archaeologists of a dead world. We are now gardeners of a potential new one. Let us begin, as we always do, on the solid ground of science. Terraforming. The word itself is a promise and a challenge. Earth-shaping. It is the theoretical process of deliberately modifying a planet's atmosphere, temperature, and ecology to make it habitable for Earth-born life. It is the ultimate act of cosmic engineering. It is, perhaps, the single greatest project the human mind has ever conceived. A species deciding to give birth to a world. And for Mars, the blueprint, while fantastical, is sketched with real science. The first and greatest challenge is the atmosphere. Mars is encased in a coffin of carbon dioxide, too thin to breathe, too weak to hold heat, too porous to shield from radiation. So, how do we build an atmosphere? The scientific vision often begins with a trigger, a great planetary-scale wake-up call. Imagine us, or our future descendants, releasing powerful greenhouse gases, perfluorocarbons, gases thousands of times more potent than CO2, into the Martian air. We would target the polar ice caps, perhaps with dark dust or enormous orbital mirrors, to vaporize the frozen CO2 and water ice locked within. This would be Phase 1, the thaw. As the poles melt, they release their stored carbon dioxide. This thickens the atmosphere. A thicker atmosphere traps the sun's heat more effectively. This is the runaway greenhouse effect in reverse, a carefully managed planetary fever. This is the Melzeze Uvehazhatas, not as a threat, but as a tool. As the planet warms from an average of -60 degrees Celsius to perhaps a still chilly but more manageable -40, then -20. The next miracle could occur. Liquid water, absent from the surface for billions of years, could once again trickle, then flow. Imagine the sound, the first sound of running water on Mars in 3 billion years. The sound of a world taking its first new breath. The sound of a great planetary sigh of relief. The frozen subterranean lakes might melt. The permafrost would relinquish its moisture. The atmosphere would now be thick enough to shield the surface from some radiation. The sky would slowly shift from its pale pink to a deeper, hazy blue as Rayleigh scattering began to work its magic in the denser air. This process would not take a human lifetime, but centuries, millennia, a project spanning generations. It is a testament to long-term thinking, a gift from one generation of humanity to the next, 1,000 years in the making. And driving this vision are figures like Elon Musk and organizations like SpaceX, who speak not in millennia, but in decades. Their plans are more immediate, more visceral, establishing a self-sustaining city of 1 million people, using local resources, creating a backup of human consciousness. It is a fiery, entrepreneurial spirit applied to a geological timescale. Feel the tension and the synergy between these two approaches. The slow, patient science and the urgent, passionate drive. Both are expressions of the same human impulse, to grow, to spread, to ensure our survival. This scientific dream finds its soul in fiction. In Kim Stanley Robinson's monumental Red Mars trilogy, this process is laid bare in all its glorious and grueling detail. We see the scientists, the engineers, the politicians, the rebels, all grappling with the immense ethical and practical weight of creating a world. We witness the birth of a new society along with a new atmosphere, with all its beauties and its flaws. In the television series The Expanse, we see the result, a fully fledged Martian congressional republic. Its people hardened by the effort, proud, independent, and viewing their terraformed world with a fierce patriotic love. They are no longer Earth's children. They are Martians. These stories are not just entertainment. They are our collective rehearsals for the future. They are the narratives we are building in our minds, preparing our spirit for the day we might actually begin. But now, as we stand on the precipice of this grand, human-centric dream, let us pause. Let us breathe in the thin, cold air of the Mars that is, not the Mars we wish to create. And let us ask a question that is quieter, more humble, and perhaps far more profound. What if our greatest dream is our greatest arrogance? What if Mars is not meant to be a second Earth? What if its value, its sacredness lies precisely in its otherness? We have been searching for life on Mars with the assumption that it will be like us, or at least like the life we know. We look for water, for carbon-based chemistry, for familiar signatures. But what if Martian life is so alien, so fundamentally different, that we have not yet even developed the tools to perceive it? What if it doesn't live in the water, but in the silicon-rich rock itself? What if it doesn't have DNA, but a completely different system of information storage? What if it doesn't reproduce, but simply persists, changing states over millennia? A life not of biology as we know it, but of geology, of chemistry, of pure energy. A consciousness that thinks one thought every 1,000 years. A life so slow, so patient, that our own frantic, fast-paced existence would be invisible to it, a blur of noise and light. What if the entire planet is not a corpse, but a single, vast, slow-moving organism? The rust-colored dust, its skin, the underground aquifers, its circulatory system, the occasional release of methane, its slow, deliberate breath, the planet's magnetic anomalies, its faint, sleeping neural network. From this perspective, our terraforming project looks different. Releasing greenhouse gases is not gardening. It is giving a planet a fever. Melting the polar caps is not irrigation. It is disrupting a billion-year-old equilibrium. Planting our earthly grasses and lichens is not cultivation. It is the ultimate invasive species, a galactic-scale contamination. We would be, in our desperate, beautiful desire to create a new home, inadvertently destroying a native life form of unimaginable age and profundity. How can we, who live for a mere handful of decades, ever hope to understand a life that measures its age in geologic time? The risk is immense. We would be the colonists who, in building their farm, plow under a cathedral they cannot even see. This is the central, poignant conflict of our Martian future. The human dream versus the Martian soul. The dream of turning Mars into a garden is a reflection of our own vitality, our resilience, our need to secure a future. It is an act of love for our own species. The dream of leaving Mars as it is, of studying its unique mystery without altering it, is an act of love for the universe itself. It is a gesture of respect, of humility. It is the acknowledgement that some things are not ours to change. They are ours to protect and to wonder at. So, as you stand here in this moment, feel the weight of both dreams within you. The part of you that is a pioneer, a builder, a survivor, and the part of you that is a guest, a witness, a mystic. Breathe in. As you inhale, imagine you are drawing in the spirit of human ambition, the courage to reach out and make a mark on the cosmos. Feel that energy fill you, the power of creation. Breathe out. As you exhale, imagine you are releasing the spirit of cosmic humility, the wisdom to listen, to observe, to preserve the sacred silence of a world that is not our own. There is no easy answer here. This is not a puzzle to be solved, but a balance to be held within the human heart. Our journey to Mars will ultimately be a journey into ourselves. It will force us to define what we value most, our right to expand, or our responsibility to coexist. Rest in this balance, in the tension between these two beautiful, conflicting dreams. The red dust beneath your feet holds the potential for both a future home and a timeless sanctuary. For now, simply be a bridge between them, a conscious point of awareness, honoring both the gardener and the guest within you. From the grand, future tense dreams of terraforming, we now turn inward. We journey into the most fascinating landscape of all, the inner world of the human psyche. For Mars has never been just a planet. It is a screen upon which we have projected our greatest fears, our most yearning hopes, and our most profound questions about ourselves. The music now becomes a grand, cinematic tapestry swelling orchestral themes from classic science fiction, the determined, electronic pulse of modern survival tales, and the subtle, unsettling whispers of conspiracy. We are entering the final chapter of our exploration, Mars in culture. Feel the atmosphere around you shifting once more. The red dust seems to swirl, forming not dunes, but images. The whispers on the wind are no longer just those of alien secrets, but of human voices, storytellers, visionaries, and fearmongers. We are walking through a museum of our own collective imagination. Our first exhibit takes us to a quieter, more anxious time, the turn of the 20th century. The sound you hear is an ominous, rhythmic beat. Ulla! Ulla! It is the sound of the heat ray, the war cry of the invaders. This is the Mars of H.G. Wells, the War of the Worlds. In this story, Mars is not a dead world to be pitied, but a dying one, desperate and predatory. Its inhabitants are ancient, intelligent, and utterly merciless. They cross the void not in peace, but with conquest in their hearts. This Mars is a mirror for our own imperialist anxieties, our fear of the technologically superior other. It is the story of the colonizer becoming the colonized. As you sit here on this quiet planet, can you feel the ghost of that fear? The chilling idea that the vastness of space might not contain brothers, but invaders. Now, let the music change. The harsh, percussive sounds soften into a melancholy, lyrical tune, like a theremin singing a lonely song under a purple sky. This is the Mars of Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles. Bradbury's Mars is not a threat. It is a tragedy and a refuge. It is a place of ghostly, elegant Martians with golden eyes and psychic abilities. A civilization that fades away like a sigh, leaving its empty, beautiful cities behind. And then come the humans, with all their nostalgia, their folly, their longing for a past they can never reclaim. This Mars is a canvas for human themes, loneliness, nostalgia, the destructive and creative power of exploration. It is not a scientific Mars, but a poetic one, a Mars of the heart. Feel the bittersweet ache of this version, the longing for a home that was never yours, the beauty of a world that exists only in memory and dream. It is the Mars that reminds us of autumn, of endings, of the beautiful sadness of things that are lost and can never be found again. It is a place for our nostalgia. Now, fast forward. The music becomes a pulse, a rhythm of resourcefulness and logic. The determined, problem-solving beat of a human heart against impossible odds. This is the modern Mars. The Mars of Andy Weir's The Martian. Here, Mars is the ultimate antagonist and the ultimate testing ground. It is not malicious, but utterly indifferent. The drama is not about alien invasion, but human ingenuity. It is a love letter to science, to botany, to engineering, to the sheer, stubborn will to survive. I'm going to have to science the shit out of this. In this story, Mars is a problem to be solved, and in solving it, we prove the best of what we are: clever, resilient, and hopelessly optimistic. Feel that spirit here, the spirit of Mark Watney, a testament to the human mind's ability to overcome. It is the Mars of our own potential, our own brilliance, a cold, hard place that forces us to be our best, our smartest, our most cooperative selves. But our stories also keep circling back to the ancient, the mystical. Recall the film Mission to Mars, where the ultimate discovery is not a threat or a resource, but a legacy. An ancient intelligence that seeded life throughout the solar system, leaving a message, a blueprint, a welcome. This. Mars is a cradle, a classroom. It suggests that our journey to the stars is not an invasion, but a homecoming, a return to our cosmic parents. This is Mars as the missing link, not of our bodies, but of our souls. The answer to the question, why are we here? And where official stories end, the human mind, ever distrustful, weaves new ones. This is the realm of conspiracy. The whispers now become voices in dark corners of the internet. The claims of secret NASA programs, of censored images, of a fully fledged, hidden colony on Mars already in existence. The idea that we are not the first, but that a breakaway civilization has already staked its claim. These theories are a symptom of a deep-seated human instinct, the distrust of authority and the desire to be in the know. They are the modern mythology, the campfire stories of the digital age. They fill the gaps in our knowledge with narratives that are often more thrilling and sometimes more terrifying than the truth. We have walked through this gallery of human imagination. We have seen Mars as an invader, a ghost, a puzzle, a teacher, and a secret. Each of these versions reveals a different facet of us. But now, we arrive at our final and perhaps most mind-bending what if of this journey. What if these stories are not about the future? What if they are not prophecies, but memories? What if the fictions we tirelessly spin of ancient Martian civilizations, of pyramid builders, of lost empires and cosmic connections are not the products of our imagination, but the echoes of our collective unconscious? Faint, genetic memories of something that truly happened, so long ago that the line between history and myth has completely blurred. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung spoke of the collective unconscious, a reservoir of shared memories and archetypes inherited from our ancestral past. What if the story of Mars is buried there? What if, in a forgotten epoch of the solar system, the orbits were different? What if Mars was a living world and Earth was its nascent colony? What if the gods of legend were not visitors to Earth, but our original ancestors from Mars? A great cataclysm befell the Red Planet, as cataclysms do, and the survivors or a mission came to Earth, bringing their knowledge, their technology, their memory of a red world in the sky. Over hundreds of thousands of years, the technology would fade, The science would become magic. The history would become legend. The memory of our true origin world would become a vague celestial longing, a homesickness for a home we cannot name. The pyramids on both worlds would not be a message, a memorial, a marker of our common origin, a breadcrumb trail of stone left by our own ancestors to remind their lost children where to look, to remind us to look up and to remember. The war of the worlds would not be a fear of the future, but a racial memory of the conflict that destroyed our first home. The lyrical sadness of Bradbury's Martians would be the ghost of our own lost identity. Our relentless drive to return to Mars, our obsession with every rock and crater would not be exploration. It would be a pilgrimage, a deep, encoded yearning to go back to the place where our story truly began. We wouldn't be writing fiction. We would be remembering. We wouldn't be dreaming of the future. We would be dreaming of the past. Feel the profound shift that this idea creates. Look up at the sky, not as a frontier to be conquered, but as a homeland to be mourned, and one day, perhaps, reclaimed. The red color of this planet is not the color of rust, but the color of our own ancestral blood. The stories we tell are not just stories. They are the breadcrumbs we have been leaving for ourselves, trying to find our way back through the forest of amnesia. This is the power of myth, not to tell us what will happen, but to remind us of what we have forgotten. As you sit here on this world that has haunted our stories for centuries, let this final question settle deep within your soul. You are not just a visitor from Earth. You are a child of the cosmos, and your DNA, your dreams, your very spirit may hold a memory of this red dust that is older than humanity itself. Breathe in. You are breathing the air of a forgotten home. Breathe out. You are releasing the amnesia of ages. Rest here in the quiet awe of this possibility. That the greatest mystery of Mars is not on its surface, but in our own cells. That we are not discovering a new world, but remembering an old one. And in that remembering, we are finally coming home. And so, traveler, our journey draws to a close. We have wandered far across the landscapes of data and dream. We have stood in the light of science and in the shadows of mystery. We have been pioneers, archaeologists, gardeners, and poets on this rust-red world. Now, it is time to gather the sands of our experience and let them settle, to find the peace that exists at the very center of all exploration. Listen as the grand symphony of our stories begins to soften. The cinematic scores, the resonant tones, the electronic pulses. They all begin to blend, to slow, transforming back into the gentle, ambient hum of the universe with which we began. It is the sound of completion, the sound of a story being gently laid to rest. Let the questions fade. Let the images soften. Let the wonder you felt dissolve into a deep, profound sense of peace, a peace that passes all understanding. Let us take one final, slow look around. We came here first with the eyes of science, and we found a world of breathtaking facts. A planet with a diameter of 4,212 miles. A gentle gravity of 3.71 meters per second squared. A day just 24 hours and 37 minutes long. We traced the ghosts of rivers in dry riverbeds and found water sleeping in frozen caps and subterranean lakes. We felt the presence of our robotic avatars, curiosity, perseverance, our mechanical hands and eyes, patiently gathering the clues to a planetary past. This Mars is real. It is a physical challenge, a cosmic puzzle waiting to be solved, a testament to our relentless need to know. And then we looked with the eyes of the soul, and we found so much more. We saw the pyramids, not just as rocks, but as questions in stone. We felt the pull of ancient legends and the thrill of modern fictions. We dreamed the audacious dream of terraforming, of painting a new atmosphere across the sky, and we also heard the humble whisper to simply listen, to preserve the sacred otherness of this world. We wandered through the galleries of our own culture and saw Mars reflected back at us as an invader, a ghost, a testing ground, and a home. Through it all, one truth has emerged, clear and bright as the Martian star in a thin, cold night. Mars is a mirror. Every canyon we mapped was a crevice of our own curiosity. Every pyramid we pondered was a structure of our own enduring spirit. The fear of invasion reflected our own insecurities. The dream of a new beginning reflected our own capacity for hope. The scientific data reflects our intellect. The myths and legends reflect our soul. The intellect and the soul meeting on the red sands and recognizing each other as one. This world, for all its distance, has never been separate from us. It is a part of our human story, a character in our collective dream. And now, as the red dust of all these experiences slowly begins to settle, feel this truth in the very core of your being. The Mars you have journeyed to is not a distant world. It is a landscape within you, the pyramids you saw, those enigmatic structures rising from the sand. Perhaps they are not on any map. Perhaps they are the shadows of your own spiritual architecture. The monuments you have built from your resilience, the foundations laid by your experiences, the silent, enduring structures of your character and your love. They stand within you, timeless and mysterious. The dry riverbeds we traced, perhaps they are the courses of old emotions, feelings that once flowed with great power but have since found a new, quieter state of being. They have carved their shape into who you are, and they are beautiful in their stillness. The dream of terraforming, is it not the same as your own capacity for growth and transformation? The power you hold to warm the cold places within you, to release the frozen potential, to create an inner atmosphere of compassion and understanding where new life can take root. Feel that now. You are not just a visitor who has come to Mars. You have been exploring the vast, mysterious, and beautiful terrain of your own inner universe. And so, it is time to let this world fade, not as a goodbye, but as an integration. Watch now, in your mind's eye, the vivid, rust-red planet before you begins to soften at the edges. A soft, silver mist gently rolls in, not as a wall, but as a loving embrace. It cradles the image of Mars, blurring the features of the canyons and the plains, softening the pyramids into gentle shadows. The red hue lightens, blending into the silvery glow. The planet itself seems to become translucent, a fading memory, a beautiful dream returning to the depths of the unconscious from which it came. And as Mars gently dissolves into this luminous fog, what remains? The mist itself begins to thin, to part, and behind it, revealed once more, is the infinite, star-dusted canvas of the cosmos. The same stars that were there when we began. The same silent, watchful, ancient lights. You are floating now, peacefully in this sea of stars. The journey is complete. The questions have been asked, not to be answered, but to be cherished. The two worlds, the one out there and the one in here, have touched, and in that touching, they have become one. Carry this unity with you. Carry the red dust in your soul as a reminder of your own mysterious and enduring spirit. Carry the starlight as a reminder of your connection to all that is. Carry this peace as you drift, as you sleep, as you dream. Let it be your comfort and your anchor. You are made of the same stuff as stars and planets. The sand of the universe is in your bones, its vacuum in your breath, its potential in your every dream. We are all, every one of us, united by the cosmic dust from which we came and to which we will one day return. Let this profound, peaceful knowing be the blanket that wraps you. Let it be the gentle rhythm that rocks you. There is no separation, only a beautiful temporary individuality, experiencing the wonder of the whole. You are home. You never left. And now, release the final images. Let the stars themselves begin to gently fade into the soft, welcoming darkness. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to hold on to, only to surrender to the deep, quiet peace that has been here all along. Let your body feel heavy and relaxed, fully supported by the earth beneath you or the bed that holds you. Release all effort. With every exhale, let go a little more. Sinking deeper, drifting farther into stillness, deeper and deeper, farther and farther, into the soft, welcoming stillness of a perfect, healing rest. The journey is over. The exploration is complete. All that remains is rest. Good night.